Hi, I'm Dr. Allison Hay from Forest Grove Vet Clinic, and I'm here today to help you better understand the difficult topic of cat euthanasia.
How can pet parents tell when it's time to consider euthanasia for their cat?
So, this is a really great question, and it does vary a lot from case to case. And so, things to consider if it's time for your pet. So, if you're ever unsure, you can absolutely call us and make an appointment, and we're happy to chat with you about that. Some things that you can do at home. One would be you can look online for a quality of life score. You can pick out one that seems to fit you and your pet best, and you can fill that out. It can be a really great objective way of determining if your pet's quality of life is poor. Some things that I personally have used for my own pets would be really trying to think of what are some things that brought them joy throughout their life, and being really objective are they still getting joy from those same things? Are they still getting joy from living day to day, or are they just surviving day to day?
How do you help clients choose between euthanasia and continued care?
Yeah, that's a really tough question, and it really varies from patient to patient. And so I would say some of the things that we take into account for this is what are the treatment options available for continued care, and how much are those going to improve the quality of life for your cat, but also how invasive or difficult might they be to carry out.
What is the process of euthanasia for cats and how does it differ from dogs?
So the process doesn't actually differ all that much from dogs, and typically it starts with you contacting us and making an appointment. You're definitely welcome to ask specific questions that you have then, but in general, after you've booked your appointment and you come in for the exam, we start by chatting with you. We will have you sign a consent form and we'll collect payment at the start so that you're not having to end the appointment by stopping at reception. The next thing that happens is that we have a team member come in and administer some sedation. Usually, this is just under the skin, kind of similar to like how a vaccine is given. We give you time with your pet while they fall asleep, or some folks really prefer to step out at this time. Once your pet is nice and deeply asleep, so deeply asleep that we could almost do surgery on them, we'll have some extra team members come into the room and they will help place a catheter so that we have good access to your pet's blood vessel. Once that's in place, we basically have everything we need. You can take as much time as you need with your pet, but the next step is the medication that stops their heart. We will always tell you what we're doing before we do it so that there's no surprises.
What are the options for cat euthanasia at home versus in a clinic setting?
Yeah, this is another great question. And so we do offer at home euthanasia at Forest Grove Vet Clinic. The main thing that differs here is that you do have to call ahead of time and book that a bit further out than if you're planning on coming into the clinic. The process itself doesn't vary that much, other than one is that you bring your cat into the clinic, and one of them is that we show up to your house.
How does a veterinarian ensure the cat is comfortable and experiences no pain?
Yeah, and so pain control is definitely a big part of euthanasia. And so the big thing that we do here is that we try to keep the environment as calm as possible. We have the lights nice and dim. We make sure that we're giving that sedation, which also has a lot of pain control in it before we do anything like placing an IV catheter. Some other things that we can do if you know that your kitty is really scared about coming into clinic would be having some medication that you give at home beforehand to just ease their travel into the clinic.
Can you explain the use of medications like buprenorphine in cat euthanasia?
Yeah, so products like buprenorphine would be used to help sedate the kitty and can also be really good at offering pain control. We don't always use a product like buprenorphine. We usually use a combination, but if you're ever curious about this or worried about it, please feel free to call us and chat. We're more than happy to answer your questions.
What support is available for owners who struggle emotionally during or after the process?
Yeah, this can be a really stressful procedure, and so having some supports in place can be really important. Some things that we can use at the clinic would be we can refer you to a specific veterinary social worker for additional support. You're also more than welcome to have friends and family and whoever you take support from be there for you beforehand. I would encourage you to reach out to them and let them know what you're going through so that they can help support you afterwards as well. There's also online pet groups that are for folks who have just lost a pet. If you're not sure, again, feel free to give us a call.
How can a pet owner prepare for an in-home cat euthanasia?
Yeah, so in-home euthanasias can be a little bit different than coming in here for preparation. Some things that you can do at home would be make sure that you have a cozy spot set up for your pet. Make sure that you have their favorite treats or things that they love so that they can be as cozy as possible. And if you have an area in mind that you want this to happen at, be it in your backyard, somewhere in your house that you have set up, just let our team know when we get there. We are more than happy to set up wherever it is safe to do so in your home.
What should pet parents expect emotionally and medically during a cat euthanasia appointment?
So medically, after we give the sedation, it should look like that your kitty is just really deeply asleep. And even when it comes time to give the medication that stops their heart, it usually looks like that they're having a really good deep sleep until they take that final breath. Emotionally, this really varies from person to person. There can be obviously a lot of sadness involved with this. There could be some relief depending on the circumstances leading up to this case. Um, yeah, it really varies.
Can other family members and other pets come to this appointment as well to say goodbye?
That's another great question. And so, yes, absolutely, all of your family can come to help say goodbye to your beloved kitty. And if you have other pets that were really important to your kitty, they are also welcome to the appointment as long as they're not really stressed about coming into clinic, too.
What are the aftercare options for my cat after they're put to sleep? Can I have my cat's ashes back? Can my cat be buried?
So there's a number of things that we can help you decide with what you want to do with your cat's body after they've passed. And so the most common one would be cremation. And so that can be offered such that you don't get the ashes back from your kitty if that's not something that's really important to you. You can also have it where you do get those ashes returned back to you. Some other things that we offer through the clinic would be a process called aquamation. It uses water to get a similar ash-like substance back to you from your pet. In terms of burial, yes, you are allowed to take your kitty home to be buried. We do strongly recommend that you are digging a grave that is at least 6 feet deep. The reason for this is that the medication we use to stop your kitty's heart can stop other animals' hearts if they do have access to that. And so you do want to make sure that it's a very deep grave if you're burying it on your own property.
Can I make an appointment to talk about my cat's quality of life before I make the final decision to euthanize my cat?
Yeah, this is a really great question, and it actually comes up a lot. And so absolutely, if you're not sure about if this is the right decision for your kitty or you're having questions about it, please call us. Our team is all here to help you, to listen to what's been going on at home, and to help you decide if this is a decision that would be best for you and your kitty. If you have any questions regarding cat euthanasia that we didn't answer here, give us a call at 306 955 6111. We are always happy to help you at Forest Grove Vet Clinic.